Hey you guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is Tales from a Scorpion, bringing you Scorpio Talks, and I bring you reviews, news, and breakthroughs. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if you are returning, thank you for viewing once again. Now, in today's video, I'm bringing you a prequel to the I Hate McDonald's short that I did on Sunday, because I'm getting a lot of comments and I wanted to break it down so that it can forever be broke. So you guys, this is the short that I did on Sunday. You guys can go over there and check it out, and you can see why I made this prequel for today. Let's get into it. So now, you guys, first I'm going to warn you that, I am having a bad hair day. So what do you do on bad hair days? You wash your hair. So right now I'm in the middle of washing my hair, and I wanted to comment or bring a lengthy video to the short that I created on Sunday. Now I'm going to go back in time. And I really didn't want to do that on Sunday because I was kind of livid and frustrated at the time that it happened. But my son, my oldest son, who kind of helps me with this YouTube channel, he was putting his 2 cents in and letting me know that, hey, maybe you need to elaborate a little bit more so that we can understand the full video, the full reason on why you're frustrated. A lot of people would like to see that, and then they would like to know. And I should have listened, because now I have comments on this, that, and the third that, you really don't know the full story. So comment number 1 said it's called a mistake. And I replied back and said, how about it's called being a teenager, not listening? Comment number 2 says, if this is the case, then cook your own food at home if you don't want things like this to happen. And my response in my head was, ciao, bye. So with that being said, I'm going to insert the video on when I was getting ready to go to McDonald's. Anyway, me and the hubby are about to go get some frappes or a latte. And y'all, I'm going to interject right here because, as you can see, I was cool, calm, and collected. But you know what they say, the devil is always busy. To celebrate me going into a work week and basically getting back to the grind, a 9 to 5. I never edited that video. I end up editing the short after McDonald's, after everything was over, and I was already hot, tempered, heated, frustrated, whatever you want to call it. So I did a short, and I just put that up because at that time I didn't even have the time to edit a lengthy video. I wanted to get it up at a certain time, so I did the short. Now let's get into why I hate McDonald's. So it's a Sunday afternoon. Everybody is, in their mood. They're feeling lovely. Everybody's good. And I'm like, let's go get some frappes. Let's, go get some dessert or some coffee or something or whatever you call it. So we can, just have this Sunday and relax and chill. So now we are getting into the car after I recorded my video that I initially wanted to put up. And we are driving to McDonald's. This McDonald's is located in Douglasville. Now, let me just take a moment to say that I do not hate McDonald's. I hate the way McDonald's train their staff. So we proceed to pull up to this McDonald's on Chapel Hill Road, and it's in Douglasville, Georgia. And when you pull up, you get ready to talk to the intercom, and they ask you, what will you have today? Or are you using any of the rewards? And I'm like, no, thank you. So I proceed to order, and this is my order. Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order, please? Can I have 1 large mocha frappe? Can I have 1 large iced mocha? Can I also have 1 small iced caramel latte? And then the last will be 3 small mocha frappes, 1 with no whipped cream. So now, y'all, they got my order. That's all I ordered. I remember what I ordered. Nothing changed because this is what me and my family of five plus a girlfriend, one of my son's girlfriends, what we like, what we enjoy on a Sunday when we want to just go and have frappes and lattes. So that's a total of 6 drinks. So y'all, my order came up to be $20. First thought was for me to go to Chick-fil-A, but being that I had 6 people to pay for, I didn't want to bust $80 at Chick-fil-A. So why not just go somewhere a little bit cheaper because times are hard, and let's go to Mickey D's and treat ourselves with $20. So, and it's a shame that 6 drinks nowadays cost $20. So, y'all, let's make this long story short as possible. I proceed to the first window where you have to pay the $20. And the young lady there, teenager number 1 is what I'm going to call her. She told me the amount was $20. I gave her my card and I proceeded on to the second window. We get to the second window. Teenager number 2 is what I'm going to call her. She hands out a bag of food and 2 dark sodas. I'm assuming they were Coke or maybe Dr. Pepper. But anyway, it wasn't my order. So I proceeded to smile and hand it back to her and say, this is not my order. We have frappes and lattes. So she looks at me like I'm crazy, like I don't know what I ordered. And it just was like maybe 2 seconds ago that I went from the first window to the second window, and I do remember what I ordered. So she looks at me, she put the food down, she put the drinks down, she closed the window, she comes back to the window and she said, "What did you order?" So, y'all, at this time, I proceed to repeat what I ordered back at the intercom, which I always call it a speaker box. So I repeated what I ordered again because she didn't know what I ordered. But my thing is, when I used to work at McDonald's back in the 90s, when I was a teenager, we had some type of monitor that we would be able to look at so that we can review the orders as to the cars that are coming around in the drive-through. So this is where, the blood starts to boil a little bit. You get a little bit like, what is going on? Like, they don't know what the order is. I mean, it wasn't that crowded. It was maybe 2 cars ahead of me before it was my turn at the second window. It wasn't that complicated. I didn't have food. I just had drinks, right? So she closed the window back after I told her again my order, and they come back, and now it's the girl it's another teenager number 3 that's over there making the frappes and lattes. And she say, "You had 2 frappes and both of them was no whipped cream. Not one." So let me just tell y'all that it is a mixture of ethnicities out here in Georgia. But at this window, at this McDonald's, at this very moment, was nothing but us. Okay, so now I'm getting the neck roll, I'm getting the roll of the eyes, and at this point, I'm getting pissed the off. Okay, because what they don't know that you're at this channel is called Tales from a Scorpion, and that's because I'm a Scorpio. And Scorpios are pretty much the reflection of what you give us. Okay, so if you're nice, we're the nicest. If you're mean, we're the meanest. If you are loving, we will love you more than you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's a Scorpio. So I'm biting my tongue because I know these are kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 48. That could be my child and they're working. But that goes to show you that the person that was making the frappes and came up rolling her eyes and sucking her teeth and bobbing her head, that goes to show you what type of home training she has and that she's bringing it to the workplace. And not only that, it goes to show you what type of parent is raising her, because whatever she's getting at home, that's how her mama act. Okay. So y'all, it took every ounce of me not to go off, but boom, it happened, right? It happened. And I'm telling her, look, child, I ordered what I ordered. I said what I said, and I want my frappes and my lattes the way I asked for them. So now I got to bust out the receipt. The receipt is black and white. Okay. So now I got to bring the receipt out, and the receipt says one small mocha frappe on the receipt with no whipped cream, because she was arguing me down that I said two small mocha frappes and both of them had no whipped cream. So let me rewind it back a little bit, because I had 4 drinks already. So I was missing 2. At this point, we're going back and forth and back. We are going back and forth on whether or not it was whipped cream, no whipped cream, what size, so now another little teenager come up, and it's a guy, and he say he's the manager, and this is teenager number 4. So maybe he looked like a teenager. He had a baby face. Who knows? I'm not sure how old he was, but he definitely was younger than me. So I proceed to show him the receipt. Okay. So then the receipt shows and reflects that it's 6 drinks. 2 were large. The rest of them were small, and only 1 had no whipped cream. So that means that I was right. My receipt was right and they were wrong. So now she's in the background saying she don't care. So she's mad. She's in the background. She's over by the drink machines. She's saying she don't care about this order. She don't care about nothing. But wait a minute, sweetheart. You're here. You're working. You are supposed to care about your job, and you are supposed to care about the customer, because the rule of thumb is that when you work in food and you're dealing with customers, rule of thumb is the customer is always right. At least that's how it was when I did my training, when I was 17, 18 years old back in the day, working these fast food places. The customer is always right. And you do not stand there while the customer can hear you and you tell the people that you're working around, the staff, that you don't care about the person's order when they're there to patronize your business. So now, y'all, I'm livid. I'm frustrated. I'm about to toss the frappes back across the window. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to calm down. Like, this little girl done pulled me out my character. So I proceed to ask for a second manager, because I'm tired of dealing with the 4 teenagers that are in front of me. So a lady comes out from the back. She says that she's the manager, and she looks to be around my age, give or take. And I proceed to explain to her what's going on, because she looked at the receipt, and because it was so much confusion, and because the receipt in black and white was correct, she ended up giving me all 6 drinks for free. But now wait a minute, because she had to make the last 2 drinks, because remember I said I already had 4. Now the last rule of thumb is you do not drink or eat from anyone that you are having a disagreement with, because you don't know what they will do to your food. You know, people are crazy and you just don't do it. So, I was trying to get my money back and tell them forget it, because I don't want them playing with my food. I don't know what those little teenagers would have, them little tweens or whatever you want to call them young adults would have done with my food. So that's the next thing. I don't play about my food or my money. Okay. So give me my money back, and y'all can have these little drinks and I'll go somewhere else, because at this point, it's not worth it. Like, you fucking up my energy. So y'all, I give the new manager that came out the receipt. I tell her what the last 2 drinks are that I'm missing, which was a small mocha, just made regular, keep the whipped cream on there, and a small iced latte, caramel. We waiting, me and my hubby. We in the car and we waiting. Because at this point, my drinks are free. So I said, okay, go ahead. I don't think she's going to do anything to him. We're going to go on and wait for these last 2 drinks and just call it a day. Y'all, she bring the last 2 drinks out. Why is it a large iced latte and the mocha, no whip? At this point, I said, enough is enough. And I am about to go home and I'm about to relax. Thank you for the last 2 drinks, and we are about to be out. Because nobody listened. Nobody listened. Nobody paid attention. Maybe she was giving me an iced latte, caramel latte, and made it a large just for the sake of it. But oh, and it wasn't even caramel in there. It was a vanilla latte. I forgot to tell y'all that. So, at this point, I was done. I was done, and it was over. So this is your prequel to why I hate McDonald's. But y'all know good and damn well I'm going to go to McDonald's again, because I love me some McDonald's. I grew up on it. It's just the people that work there. It's because it's, we always act up. We always show out. And, they need some training. McDonald's staff need to be trained the way Chick-fil-A staff is trained. I mean, I never have any problems with the etiquette, with the decorum, with their customer service skills are on point at Chick-fil-A. And this is all I'm saying. McDonald's, if you're listening, train your staff the correct way so that your customers can come through and go through the drive-through and be happy when they purchase their order, when they're patronizing the business. That's all I'm saying. So y'all, if you want more videos like this and you enjoy my content, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any other rants and raves that I have on a weekly basis. I'll see you in another video. Bye.